Hello, welcome to this coaching video looking at this kingdom submitted by one of my students. Let's take a look at what we've got here. So trashing is with Masquerade and Altar. Masquerade's cheap, Altar's expensive. Altar does more, but Masquerade is draw. Draw is with Menagerie, Masquerade. Both Specialist and Royal Carriage can be used for that as well. You don't really want that many Masquerades, even if you're using Masquerade for draw. And notably, you don't have to trash, you can keep passing the same coppers back and forth. And so if you have like Royal Carriages, you can call Royal Carriage on Masquerade or preferably on like Haggler or something. You can use Menagerie for draw as well, and you can use Haven to set aside like provinces and stuff if you have multiple provinces in the turn, in the hand next turn, so that becomes difficult. And Scepter on Haggler is quite nice, Scepter on Altar is quite nice, Scepter on Specialist can do stuff as well, so Scepter seems playable here. I think your payload wants to mostly come from Hagglers and Scepters, so probably you don't really want to play with silvers and golds at all. You have to ask yourself in a 2-coin hand, is Haven better than nothing? It's a good question. Usually Haven is, especially because we can like Haven aside the Necropolis to collide with the Mask. It's slightly annoying to have a Mask, have a Haven in a deck with terminal draw, but the Necropolis action makes that a little smoother. And I think we will grab the Haven here. The question on the 5 is really tough. It's way too early for Specialist. There's nothing to Scepter. Haggler is interesting. If you can hit 5 with Haggler, you can get like Specialist Menagerie, but I think Masquerade is just the best card for the deck, so you're kind of, you know, just click Masquerade on 5. Okay, so we pass the Hovel here, notably, and we can trash the Overgrown Estate. We do hit 5. For all the reasons I said, I think it's slightly too early for Specialists and Scepter, so I think I will take the Haggler here. We're about to trigger a really good shuffle with this Haven, like very good, and if we draw one of our 2 terminal actions, we can even set aside. So Lord Raddington does know how to play this deck. Okay, I don't think we could take 1 silver in this deck, certainly. As I mentioned, due to the stuff. There's also some logic to trashing coppers over a Hovel and Overgrown Estate here. Whatever that's worth, I think I wanted to hit 5 that turn. It's possible that Menagerie is too soon, and we could take just a silver instead. That being said, our hand down here is Necropolis. We're going to trigger this somewhat bad shuffle. So there's like some logic to getting a guide down, just so we can get a guide through some of this bad stuff. And I think I will take a guide here. Okay, this was not quite what we wanted. We had wanted to see the Masquerade, which we missed. I think I will take Specialist's Menagerie now. And Lord Raddington is thinning. We're always trashing every time we can. Okay, we're not quite hitting our price points, so it's okay. So in those bottom 5 cards, what do we have? We have a Specialist and junk. So I think I will take another Menagerie and another Haven. And we will call this guide. And we will pick up another Specialist. I believe Specialist is going to be the best card for the deck. I could also believe in Royal Carriage or Scepter, but I think Specialist is going to be the best right now. This is quite nice because, oh, I had the Haven to copper. I would possibly have considered doing something different if I did not have the Haven to copper, but we can do this. Now I can Specialist this Menagerie, and I think I'm just going to play again. The copy doesn't seem like it's doing a lot for me. I do want to take an Altar now because we seem to be short on trashing still. So I'm going to take an Altar And now we'll take one Royal Carriage, gives me a little more flexibility for future turns. This is not a very good hand, so I will guide this away. So Royal Carriage can call the Specialist again, which is fun. So now I can... Oh boy. This is an acceptable undo because I screwed up the order, but a non-friendly opponent would be confused by that. All right, I'm Royal Carriaging now. Use Specialist to call Menagerie twice. And that's like a drawn deck, so that's pretty cool. We can decide now what we want to do. We can turn this copper into something fun. We do have another Specialist down there, which I probably want to Haven, but as you can see, the deck is already online here. It's turn 9, and we're about ready to start doing some serious spinning. I could take a Scepter. I think I want to just get a Royal Carriage down for next turn. And we're going to Specialist the Haggler. Continue. Play again. And take... what do we want to take here? I'm actually going to undo here and Royal Carriage this Haggler. Actually, set aside this copper. Got 2 set aside, which is maybe bad. But I have plenty of trashing. I think we can already take a province. We have three effects coming in. So I can go province, take like a Specialist, a Menagerie, and a Royal Carriage. Just pass the silver pretty happily. All right, this was not the greatest turn, but we kind of knew we had screwed things up with... we'll take another Menagerie. We had screwed things up with having 2 coppers, and this turn feels like it should be much, much better. Okay. We're kind of out of stuff to pass with Menagerie. But we will play this again. And set aside the mask. We'll set aside the province. We'll Specialist, play Haggler twice. I should play Haggler 3 times, I suppose. Play again. Menagerie. And... yeah, we've kind of overgained some stuff, but that's okay. We'll gain another Menagerie here, and we will gain a copy. And actions, we'll buy province, take another Royal Carriage, Menagerie. Haven, perhaps, and just use the extra gains on Havens for setting stuff aside. I'm pretty happy to pass the second altar, even though it's probably the best card in their deck. Okay, so we have no uniques to start the turn, which is good. And we're just going to start drawing through. If we find uniques, we can set them aside. Do that. Continue. We will gain copies here because we don't really want to. Okay, we're still missing our Haggler, right? Yep, so we will Specialists, Haggler, continue, gain copy. We'll play again, we'll play this Menagerie twice. We'll gain a copy. There are lots of things going on. We'll play again, this Haggler. Royal Carriage that once. Continue. Play again. And if we want to kill this Masquerade into a guide, we can. And now we can buy province, and we can start lowering the piles that we feel like we want to lower. And And maybe just take like Royal Carriages, Royal Carriage, Menagerie, Haven. And we will pass the altar now. We don't have much food left. This is fine. These are all uniques. So we're going to draw here. Haven away the province, because we know we have a couple of those, and so on. So this is kind of the deck that I've been thinking to build. So we play Haggler, play again, continue, play again this Menagerie, play again, and we just keep playing again. It's possible there's a pile out here. And we start to worry about these provinces getting stacked up, but I have the guide down, so I'll show you what I can do. I can specialist Haggler now, which gets me to 8. Continue. We'll set aside the nothing. Maybe we'll set aside the Necropolis. We can buy a province, trashing the hovel, and we can gain more pieces. Yeah, it would not surprise me if there's some kind of pile out here. Yeah, so what I can do is I can take all of the guides, take all this stuff, and now guide it away. Wow, this is bad. It's a lot of menageries. I can even set aside a menagerie if I want. And so on. So this is the general archetype. I'm not really trying to lower the piles here, but it's pretty difficult for me to miss province at this point. Maybe I didn't want to trigger this shuffle. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. I've got a couple of provinces down there, but continue, play again, continue. We can buy a province. I can take a Scepter now. I've not grabbed a Scepter before, but I can show what it does here. And just take these things as cantrips. All right. Call guide. Set aside some stuff. And then, yeah, we can specialist Menagerie for the village effect. Set aside some provinces, and so on. I don't quite remember how I ended up with the second. Oh, I can just play this a bunch of times. There's no plus buy, so I can't actually do very much. And I can just gain a copy, draw to the end of my shuffle, set some stuff aside. And actually, it's showing what I can do with the Scepter here. I can call something fun, I can call specialist, but I can also just call Haggler. And if I was paying attention, I could have gotten more things into play. Okay, I got more than enough Haggler plays. So that's generally this paradigm here. I'm just playing through it really fast. You can draw with Menagerie, you can draw early with Masquerade, and you build up this stuff. And there's a lot of micro optimizations you can do with the deciding between Royal Carriage specialists and whether you gain more specialists and so on. Which I did not really do because I'm playing it out pretty fast, but hopefully this sort of demonstrated what the kingdom is capable of.